say this before we move on to the last part of the podcast. You and I talked about this too. We discussed who was right, who was wrong in the Nick Saban Jimbo official dust up.
Mm-hmm.
You already know what like what I told you, but I'm gonna tell the viewer just full transparency. I originally thought that Nick Saban was being a bitch ass by talking about what Jimbo was doing, and when he brought in Deion Sanders' name, when he landed that kid Travis Hunter, when he got him to flip from Florida State. You know what I'm saying? He didn't focus on Deion as much as he did Jimbo, obviously, but he mentioned his name. And Deion had a lot to say about that back. So good for him. But I thought that he didn't have to go there. I knew why he went there. I knew where he was going and why he did it. Because to your point, he's very calculating. He's very intelligent, very intelligent old man, right? I just thought that was what Sarah Sharp calls dry snitching.
And I think a lot of people, if it wouldn't have been Deion, because some people are going to take the stance of they're going to make it racial because Saban, old white guy, and Deion, your brother.
And I don't think it was, but yeah.
And I don't think it was, but I think people did take it that way, and they they ran with that angle of it. But Saban, he is calculating. He no one was talking about it, and it needed to be out there on the table. And there really needs to be some kind of parameters on it, right? Because you don't necessarily want it to be the Wild Wild West,
right? Sure.
And then again, you don't, and then you got some, they call themselves purists that think that, well, these guys are getting NIL money and they're not going to want to play now, and you can't make them do this, you can't make them do that. I'm just like, at the end of the day, you still got to stay eligible, right? And you got to have film in order to go to the league. Right, exactly. And you got some guys that they may think, okay, well, this is it. You have to weed those guys out.
Yeah.
And I think the top tier schools will be able to do that.